Democratic issue. It's not a Republican issue. It's not a partisan issue. It's a human rights issue. It's an issue of fairness and decency and common sense. I don't want to live in a nation where we require people to insure their cars, but we allow the people who drive the cars to go without health insurance. There's something wrong with that. What were we doing when people were dying because they had no health care? And what were we doing when little children were dying even when they had health care? And what were we doing when people were dying because they had HIV/AIDS or because they had cancer? And with all of our technology and all of our resources, we did not do all that we could. This is the moral issue of this hour.
At the end of World War II, when the United States emerged as the lone superpower, we were the craftsmen behind organizing the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and writing such influential international treaties as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Constitution for the World Health Organization. And in all of these international treaties, they all say that there is a international right to health care. Now, this was 60 years ago. That we legally obligated ourselves 60 years ago when we signed the UN Charter, when we signed the Constitution of the World Health Organization, and when we signed and ratified the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that we would recognize health care as a national right and implement it in our national policy, which we haven't done. We are still a private healthcare system. And so I think that as the last of the superpowers in the world and the original drafters of all these international agreements, that we ask all the other countries in the world to abide, I think it is time for the United States to abide by these treaties that they were the craftsmen in signing.
Sure.
I mean, at the end of World War II, Europe was devastated. So while we call these treaties the United Nations and the World Health Organizations, the drafters were the British and the Americans.
Quick discussion. Is health care in America a privilege, a right, or a responsibility? Privilege, right, responsibility.
I think it should be a right for every American. In a country as wealthy as ours, for us to have people who are going bankrupt because they can't pay their medical bills. For my mother to die of cancer at the age of 53 and have to spend the last months of her life in a hospital room arguing with insurance companies because they're saying that this may be a pre-existing condition and they don't have to pay her treatment, there's something fundamentally wrong about that.